Hey, it's Scott Weiss with Lessons on Leaving, your complete guide to funerals. Here today to talk to you about the subject of choosing or picking a funeral home. I want to give you some statistics here in a minute about how people choose funeral homes. But first of all, I have a question for you. Have you ever bought a new car, a new automobile? And when you did you go to the car dealership to purchase that automobile simply because that's where your aunt or your uncle or your dad had gone previously? Did you do any shopping around? Did you look at pricing? Did you go by? Did you look a few times? Or did you just walk into a car dealership, sat down at a desk, basically hand them your checkbook and said, "This is what I need. Go out and pick one out for me, and I just want to get out of here." Ridiculous scenario, but that's what happens oftentimes with funerals. I want to give you some numbers here. 45% of all people choose funeral homes simply because a loved one had used that funeral home in the past for a previous funeral. 45% said, "My aunt was there, my grandparents were there, my mom and dad was there, that's what we used." Didn't do any shopping around, didn't compare pricing, didn't know about the quality of the service, simply chose it because a loved one, a relative, or a friend had chose that funeral home. Number one reason why people choose a funeral home. Number two reason why people choose a funeral home is because of location. They simply remember it because they drive by every day, or maybe on their commute to work. I experienced this firsthand when I was funeral director. We'd have people from out of town. I know I did a little blog here about out of town death a few weeks ago, and I can remember people sitting down and their husband died on vacation. Now they have to pick a funeral home back in their hometown, and they discussed about that funeral home that they would drive by. What was the name of that funeral home we drove by all the time? Oh yeah, we'll choose that one. No knowledge of prices, no knowledge of quality of service. This is not reasonable. We don't do this kind of purchase on this scale for anything else in our life. This is going to be possibly the third largest purchase you'll ever make in your life. You're going to have the purchase of a home and a car. Would basically only be the two things. Maybe a wedding beyond the amount of money that you can spend on a funeral. So this is why it's so important to pre-plan. Now, 11% of people will pick a funeral home strictly based on religion or ethnicity. In other words, they cater to a specific type of religion or their specific type of ethnic people, and so I'm choosing that funeral home. So I want you to think about 45% because a loved one was there, 33% because of location, 11%. Totals 89% of people choose a funeral home without any shopping around whatsoever, without any background research. That's right at 90%. So only 1 in 10 people are out there looking into pricing, looking into quality of service, reading about reviews, doing a little research. That's why I come in and can help you with that. So let's think about this reasonably, logically. We're not going to spend this kind of money on anything else. Why do we do it at the time of death? I hope this helps you to think a little bit more. Get out there, do some research. We'll be talking more about this in the future. I'll be giving you some guidelines in the future on what to look for when picking a funeral home, what kind of questions to ask, the things that you can do from the phone or things that you can do in person. So thanks for listening. Remember, hit me up at lessonsonleaving.com or scottveiss.com. Subscribe to my newsletter. Like me on Facebook. Go to YouTube. Thumbs up. Give me a comment. I love the feedback. It's great to have dialogue. If I can do anything to help you, ask me a question on our website. I'll be sure to answer it within 24 hours. So again, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.